Tomorrow isn't that far away, and it could be a wild one. Drought conditions, warm weather, strong winds, elevated fire danger across much of the state tomorrow. Firefighters are bracing for a potentially busy day as Xcel says it's going to preemptively cut power to more than 7,000 customers in southern Colorado. They're concerned a line could come down and start a fire. The preemptive power shutoff starts at noon for some of the folks in Alamosa County, Conejos, Castillo, and Rio Grande counties, and it could take a while before they're out of the dark. Thank you for spending the last little bit of your Tuesday with us. I'm Kyle Clark.
And I'm Kim Christensen. We've declared a weather impact alert for part of the day tomorrow. So let's kick things off with 9 News Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin.
Today felt like summer. Temperatures, Kim, in the mid-80s, 20 degrees above average. But tomorrow, it's all about the wind. We could see temperatures even warmer than the numbers that we recorded today, which included 90s in southeastern Colorado. So a weather impact alert has been issued for high fire danger for the warmth, the wind, the lack of moisture and humidity. And the wind forecast shows the foothill winds picking up to 40 and 50 miles per hour. The worst of the wind will be across western and southern Colorado, but Denver is now included in a fire weather warning that covers most of eastern Colorado, western Nebraska, and Kansas. So we need to be vigilant. There's some relief on the way with a storm that's spinning off the coast of central California, but it will be a couple days before it gets here. Overnight is not going to be overly cold. Overnight low temperatures are pretty close to the highs we should be seeing for this time of year. Weather headlines include critical fire. We'll have more on that weather forecast coming up. The winds increasing tomorrow ahead of a storm that could bring mountain snow and a chance for rain in Denver. The timing and impact is just ahead.
Firefighters around the state are preparing for the fire danger ahead.
In Grand County, it came on the heels of a close call. A fire started there this afternoon. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch spoke with the lead agency about the response and the fire danger ahead.
Firefighters are brave, but when conditions get dry and winds pick up, other emotions can spark.
You get nervous sometimes.
Tom Baumgarten is the hot sulfur fire chief. His department was the lead on a fire that started in Grand County along Highway 40.
The winds kind of picked up really good. The temperatures came up because it started getting later in the morning, and the humidity started to drop.
He says it started as an agricultural burn. Farmers and ranchers do this to manage vegetation.
So we were notified that they were going to be burning, but because it is an agricultural burn, they do have the, they have the authority to burn whenever they see fit.
The Grand County Sheriff's Office says it burned about 3 acres.
They jumped on it really, really fast, and that's kind of been the key for most of these fires up here lately. You have to be a little bit more aggressive with them.
He believes it could have grown to around 20 acres with how dry it's been.
Everybody up here saw what the winter brought, and it didn't bring much of anything.
Baumgarten says he's not worried about intentional fire starts on upcoming red flag warning days. He says county residents remember the devastation of the Williams Fork and East Troublesome fires.
Since that happened in 2020, now it's always in the forefront of the mind that it could happen at any time up here. I mean, we all hope that it doesn't, but sometimes you can't control everything.
Baumgarten says firefighters will always jump into action when needed. He's ready to respond, but also wonders how often he'll be called on this year.
Yeah, we're anticipating a very busy season.
Earlier this month, Grand County launched its new emergency notification system. This was a replacement to the former Code Red system. To learn how to register for those alerts, visit our website, 9news.com. Janelle Finch, 9 News.
Thank you, Janelle. So we'll keep you updated on tomorrow's fire danger on air and online. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now. That'll let you download our 9 News app. You can watch it anywhere for free.
An Aurora police officer who was stabbed in the head while responding to a call remains hospitalized tonight. The chief says his road to recovery is uncertain, but he has made some progress. Police identified him today as Officer Mark Moore. They say he's getting rehab for his injuries. He responded to a call about a man experiencing a mental health crisis on April 9th. According to APD, that man, Amar Garlington, stabbed Moore and his canine with a butcher knife. Moore shot and killed him. Investigators have not been able to interview Moore yet because of the severity of his injuries. They say his canine, who had recently survived cancer, is expected to recover. A man who spent decades in prison for the death of a baby is now a free man.
Stephen Martinez was released today, hours after his case was dismissed. As 9 News reporter Rachel Krause reports, the conviction was dropped after new evidence came to light.
26 years after he was convicted of killing his girlfriend's baby. Steven Martinez is free.
The motion to dismiss is granted. Mr. Martinez, this matter is dismissed.
Martinez was convicted in the 1998 death of 4-month-old Heather Mares, sentenced to life in prison without parole. Baby Heather was the daughter of Martinez's girlfriend at the time. Martinez called 911, reporting that Heather was choking.
And that night, after making the same statements 4 times, after calling 911, explaining that the baby had choked, telling them 4 different times the truth, eventually he made a false confession. And he said that he had shaken the baby.
Jeannie Siegel says the Corey Wise Innocence Project has spent 4 years working on Martinez's case, presenting new evidence from doctors that Heather had suffered from severe lung disease, and that was the cause of her death.
Okay. All right.
Denver DA John Walsh says they did their own investigation, verifying Heather likely died from pneumonia.
We then took a look at the evidence in the case 28 years later and concluded that we could not meet our burden of proving the case beyond a reasonable doubt if we were to take it to trial today. And for that reason, we moved to dismiss the case in its entirety.
How would you feel your daughter was murdered and the guy's walking out?
Baby Heather's family is shocked, still believing Martinez is guilty.
He was mad at the baby, he shook the baby's head and it hit the crib, and that's when everything happened. So that's in the court documents, and to find out now that they're saying, oh, never mind that, the baby had pneumonia. It doesn't make sense.
Hours after his case was dismissed, Martinez is a free man.
Welcome home, Stevie. We love you.
Family and friends there after so many years to bring him home.
I'm so happy and so thankful to be out after being locked up 27 years, innocent. But now I'm going out to absolutely nothing. But God bless you guys. Have a great day. Thank you.
Martinez's case was dismissed with prejudice, and it will be sealed, so it cannot be reviewed again on the criminal side.
An emergency alert that was mistakenly sent to the entire city of Denver was user error. The Department of Public Safety provided that update today. The all-clear alert was sent out Saturday after an armed robbery near Zuni in Florida. It was meant for about a block of homes, ended up going to everyone within the city limits and the boundaries. A similar situation happened back in January. Experts on emergency alerts have told us when people get irrelevant messages, they tend to stop paying attention or they just turn them off altogether. After this latest situation, the Department of Public Safety says it's reviewing internal safeguards and increasing training on the process of sending out those alerts.
After one of Denver's safest years in decades, violent crime is now trending in the wrong direction. Last week, a man walking his dog was randomly shot and killed in the Curtis Park neighborhood, and 2 people were killed after a shooting at a park in North Denver Easter Sunday. These are among 18 homicides police have recorded so far this year. At this time last year, the number was 12. The violent start to the year still puts the number of homicides so far in 2026 nearly 20% below the running 3-year average.
Really trending in the right direction in terms of crime lowering across the city continuously, but concerned about these most recent incidents.
Chief says the mild winter and spring may have something to do with the higher crime numbers as there are more people outside, and he says that raises concerns about what the summer might look like.
A bill moving through the state legislature would create new pathways to civilly commit people accused of serious violent crimes who are deemed mentally incompetent. There's bipartisan agreement that Colorado's mental health care system isn't handling those cases well. Disagreement, though, as to how to fix it. Under current state law, defendants found incompetent to proceed with their cases and unlikely to have competency restored must have their charges dismissed. Since they can't stand trial, they can't be proven guilty or innocent. The bill would require they'd be held in the least restrictive setting possible while still protecting victims and the community.
What the bill is doing is saying if you have committed very serious crimes and you're not going to be able to be restored to competency, then we can civilly commit you to a care setting that is appropriate for whatever it is that is your underlying illness.
Legislators have some major obstacles to address: the cost, available beds at mental health facilities, and reimbursement structures for mental health providers. So far, there have been about 40 proposed changes to the bill.